St Helens leading by 26 points to 6. Hull KR will begin the second half with 11 men. They'll be back up to 12 shortly, and then back up to full complement in around about 3 or 4 minutes time, and that cannot come quickly enough for them.
Well, I'm sure Justin Morgan said that we've just got to keep banging away and try to get back and get some sort of shape that they showed in the opening 15 minutes. They were quite impressive, actually, and they had St Helens on the back foot for those first 15 minutes, and then it just went all wrong.
Ben Cockayne waiting to return, I think, at the end of the first minute of this second half, if our timings are correct, but he's waiting, prowling the touchline. Eastman, back it comes to Price. Price surrounded by 4. That's the last tackle for St Helens in the opening exchange of this second half. Eastman will hoist the kick high. Briscoe's after this. Briscoe claims it brilliantly.
Superb take.
Very well pushed back though by Johnny Lomax.
Been a feature from St Helens, the high kick. They really have gone way above the stands. Cockayne just getting himself prepared to come back into the fray, and boy, do they need it.
Yes, it'll be a little bit of relief for Hull KR. Briscoe gets them to halfway on the last tackle.
This has got to be important now. Michael Dobson got to make sure that his kick is good.
Oh, and it's out on the full. That doesn't help.
No.
Cockayne is back, so 12 men now against 13.
Well, it's amazing that rugby league can just be so topsy-turvy, and as we praising the fact that it was a Michael Dobson show for the opening 15 minutes. And he's gone off the boil.
Roby to Eastman. And here is Leon Price. Thought about the pass back on the inside to Lomax, but surrounded here by dark blue, white and green jerseys of Hull KR, their away strip. It's Roby down the short side. Moore gets it away. That's Flannery. Roby again, this time to Leon Price. Emmett was the runner. Back it comes to Eastman. Galea flew out of the line and missed him. Lomax grounded on tackle number 4. 12 metres away from the line. Roby up the middle, gives it to Pulatua. These are danger moments, and that's a try for Scott Moore. Well, they might be back to 12 men, but they're back behind the post now. Hull Kingston Rovers, because Scott Moore has added another 4 points to the St Helens total. Maybe the killer blow for Hull KR. It might have been a bridge too far anyway, but that certainly will not help. And Scott Moore back at on familiar territory this year.
Tremendous play, good support as well. And you just got the impression that the build-up to this game was mechanical, but the offload from Pulatua was superb. Good positioning by Scott Moore, but the build-up to it was so efficient. And it's not the best defensive we've seen from the Rovers. Quite some time. It's going to take a lot for them to settle into their game again.
Eastman adds the extras. You know, we've had 6 tries tonight from St Helens, and 3 have come from the substitutes bench. Not the start that Justin Morgan would have wanted, but one perhaps filled with depleted numbers we might have expected, eh?
Well, especially when you've got a player as good as Tony Pulatua on the field. The best players in rugby have a magnetic quality, that they drag their teammates along with them. When they carry the ball, the teammates expect a chance, an offload or a short pass, and that's why Pulatua had so many players. Emmett was one of them. Moore was the one who took the try. Supporting the man with the ball is perhaps the most important thing in this sport, and yet it's so hard to get players to do it repeatedly.
Well, Ben Fisher's back on the field for Hull KR, so they are now back to 13. Roby with a great run up the middle, though. It was halted by Fisher's tackle. Here is Price, now it's with Eastman. Eastman to Gidley. Oh, he picked that out of the air one-handed. It's a delight to watch Matt Gidley at times. Gardner. Price, up it goes off the boot of Price this time. Oh, they've allowed it to bounce. Briscoe has it, but he is trapped in goal.
And again, we see the quality so often in this game from Leon Price. Massive, high kick, creating all sorts of trouble for the Rovers. Good job that Sean Briscoe was there for the rebound.
Dobson's drop out to halfway, picked up by Lomax. Here's Jake Emmett. Spins in the tackle, can't get the ball away though. Roby, dummy half again. And it's with Eastman. Here is Pulatua.
An impressive start, isn't it, to the second half from the Saints. They look so well drilled, they know exactly what's happening.
Gidley, quick hands, Gardner. Gardner going for the corner again, uses his strength and gets the hat-trick. Outstanding from A.D. Gardner. Each of the 3 tries he scored tonight have taken some scoring. First 2 he had to go over the top of 2 men. This one, he was stopped and then he snaked the arm forward. A.D. Gardner, his second Super League try of his career, and both of them have come against Hull Kingston Rovers.
Superb finish. Look at the quick hands again from Matt Gidley. Oh, that is superb. He's in outstanding form. He's certainly making sure it's in the shot window, not to be forgotten on the international scene.
Yes, England on June the 12th will play France, and A.D. Gardner is knocking on Steve McNamara's door.
He's nearly kicking it down, never mind knocking, because that was a superb end to some very, very talented rugby league football. The first 2 came by sheer strength, upper body, and the second one, boy, that was brave to lunge out and score that try.
Well, it's easier for us. We sit here as neutrals. Brian obviously works for another club, but you can't help, if you like this sport, to enjoy what St Helens do when they play rugby league. Shifting the ball through hands with good timing to players in space is what the beauty and simplicity of this sport, and I'm sure Paul Wellens watching would have appreciated that try.
Yes, he had a fairly painful week as Paul Wellens. His coach Mick Potter not 100% sure that what happened to him was legal and above board last week in the final try against Salford. He called this week for the game to protect players a little bit more, but it doesn't matter who they put in those white jerseys, Brian, as we said before the match started. It's just well, it's business as usual.
Yeah, and I'd like to throw another international name forward for you. I thought James Roby tonight's been absolutely outstanding on the quiet. Started at the back of the scrum, he's been in at 9 now, and he's really injected pace and class from there.
Well said, Brian. I know that when you were the Great Britain and England boss, there's another high tackle again from Ben Fisher once again. Vella involved. This is the ugly side of it. It was Vella who was underneath the chin. Just going back to that point, when you were the international boss, you didn't particularly like us picking your team for you, but I'm glad to see now you've jumped ship and you're on our side of the fence.
Yeah, but I don't think I'll be wearing the badges that you people used to wear.
I sent you a Breas for Britain badge through the post.
I remember it well.
It's a collector's item. Here is Eastman. Oh, this could be a collector's item. This is a collector's item. Kyle Eastman. There's another one for England. Kyle Eastman drifted through the defence. Outstanding. 13 tries for the season so far. His 50th appearance last week. His 30th try. Now 31 in 51 appearances. What a strike record.
Certainly is. He's been quite content for most part of this game to just feed the ball out wide. He's been the distributor, but when he puts his mind to it and takes it on, look at this electric speed from a standing start, and he spins around, puts it down, raises the arm, and why not? Sign of a wonderful, well-balanced rugby league player. He's a joy to watch. He's stark quality.
He is, and he's about to try and improve his own 4 points and make them 6. He's played and scored in all 14 games in the Super League. A nominee for Young Player of the Year 2009, this fellow.
Well, I think he's the modern-day Ellery Hanley, but probably one who can kick goals as well. Brian played a little bit with Ellery at Bradford in his earlier days. Do you see the similarity?
I see some great athleticism. Ellery is a special talent in his own right, could do things that nobody else could do. I think Kyle Eastman is a similar type of player in that respect. He's a great athlete, great footwork. He also reminds me a little bit of Jason Robinson. I think he's got some of that in him as well. That special talent to go backwards as quick as you go forwards and sideways as well.
And not only that, Brian, as far as I'm concerned, you know, we need stars like that. We really need to get across to the media throughout this country that he has to be recognised on the same level as what Jason Robinson achieved in our game.
Yeah, I don't disagree at all. I think there are a few players that come into that category out on the field there.
And Kyle Eastman being likened to Ellery Hanley, and rightly so, because Ian Proctor reminds me that Ellery Hanley was a goal kicker of some repute as well. So, you know, he's kicked a few goals in his time as the great Ellery, and Kyle Eastman maybe is the heir apparent. Here's another penalty for arms around the head. It's indiscipline as well as everything else that's cost Hull KR tonight. They probably won't agree with that, and it'll be interesting to hear Justin Morgan in Super League Extra Time what he has to say. He'll have to be careful with what he says about the official, but you know, the indiscipline has cost them dearly tonight.
Well, if you put your hands or your forearm anywhere near the head, I mean, it's just asking for, and it's begging the question for the referee to say, I'm going to penalise you.
Hargreaves to Price, gets the ball away. Well, they're trying to come up with all sorts of tricks now. That was a knock on by Scott Moore. 42-6, you can try every trick in the book. Well, just after the last penalty, this is Justin Morgan's reaction, and he looked at the replay and he can't believe what the penalty's been given for. As I say, he will have to be careful what he says at the end of the match, but it's something we'll have to raise with him. The fact that the penalty count at the moment is 11-2 in St Helens' favour. Bill.
Eddie, at half-time, Hull KR were very, very tactically diplomatic about what happened in the first half as far as penalties went. But it's fair to say that the feedback coming from the Rovers camp is that their disciplinary record hasn't been that bad thus far this season. Probably one of the better in Super League. And yet they've got Kane here tonight. And just a slight confusion as to why that might be, although they've won a penalty to the ironic cheers of the Rovers supporters.
Yes, that was interference in the play of the ball, a knee in by a St Helens player, and the Rovers fans actually cheered that as loudly as they cheered the try in the first half that was scored by Chris Wellham. Here's Ben Fisher. Now it's Lovegrove, and he's trying to step his way through the defence. Fisher and Morel. Good run from Morel. Morel gets to his feet eventually, plays it to Fisher. Here is Galea. Galea to Wellham. Gardner ball and all tackle as he received the ball.
Superb timing there from the winger.
Fisher again. Here's Dobson. Pops the ball up. It's Lovegrove. Fisher. Fisher to Dobson again. Dobson stabs it in. This could be a try for Clint Newton. It is. They can produce it, Hull Kingston Rovers. Dobson can pull the strings. Foster's injured and hurt, trying to prevent that try. But Newton, on that occasion, just too big and too strong. And when they do start to play, Hull KR, they really can play some good stuff.
They certainly can, and Michael Dobson at the heart of things yet again. Such a talent, isn't he? Newton knew exactly where it was going, so did Michael Dobson. The only problem is that they have not been able to have field position and possession enough to apply the pressure. And can Mr. Dobson add the extras?
Well, on the back of the third penalty of the match, Hull KR get the try, and Dobson adds the extras. And just to reflect on what Bill was saying about the fact that Justin Morgan's men are not normally penalised so heavily as they are here tonight, coming into this round, you might see this on Boots and All every Wednesday night, we have, going through the bottom of the screen, the Frontline Fair Play Index, which rewards the fairest and best teams in the competition. Would you believe the Hull KR are top of that at this moment? Well, they were before tonight. At this moment in time, they're top. So it's an uncharacteristically ill-disciplined performance from them.
I don't think it's just about the penalty count, though. I think missed tackles tells you something as well.
That was 23-1, wasn't it?
And I know you miss more tackles if you're having to defend more because a penalty counts against you. But even earlier on in the game, I mean, look at the simple try that Flannery scored. When I say simple, when he went around Clint Newton, it was footwork and acceleration that did it. Nothing necessarily to do with the penalties. And at that stage, fatigue hadn't set in. Just the class and quality of the Saints superior to that from Hull KR.
Newton's running strongly again, and Hull KR now are appealing for a high shot against the number 18, Matty Ashurst, that wasn't picked up by the referee. It's a great kick, it's a good chase, and it's a great return by Lomax. It's a tremendous return by Lomax.
Oh, twinkle toes, really good. I was just about to say that was a good kick and chase, but he got through the first. The sheer power has been also another problem with Hull Kingston Rovers. They haven't been able to contain him in the forwards, and they look so well drilled, the Saints. Certainly look a damn sight better than what they did last week against St Helens, and here's more woe for them with Graham coming back in.
Roby, good feet from Roby. Last one for St Helens here. Gardner is screaming for the ball wide. He wants the fourth try. It's stabbed through by Eastman. It's picked up easily by Wellham. Good chase, though.
Pretty well did the centre, Chris Wellham. It had to be as well. Neat little grubber kick. It's all over the ground. Now then, something that certainly they couldn't do in that first half, the Rovers, was to get to the halfway line, make sure that they could control the kick and chase game.
Here goes Galea again. Plays the ball, and it's Briscoe. Kane was over-eager really to get his hands on the ball.
Well, he's getting the bird by the Saints fans underneath our gantry, but it just shows you when you have an off night, boy, it can be horrible. 10 minutes in the sin bin certainly didn't help the Rovers side. It's amazing, you know, Brian, the first 15-20 minutes, they looked slick, didn't they, the Rovers?
Well, they were running hard, you know, that everybody was getting to where they were supposed to be doing. Their kicking game was good, and we've seen even in the second half, when Dobson gets to the right part of the field, he can put those pinpoint kicks in. And that's what you have to do when you come to Knowsley Road. You've got to find a reason to be at their end of the field, and not a lot of people like this make breaks like this.
Tremendous run from Roby. Quick play the ball to Price. Here's Eastman. Eastman to Gedley. Normal service resumed. He's not scored since 2 tries against the Catalan Dragons on February the 20th. 3 tries in the first 3. A bit of a barren spell since. But Matt Gidley has just ended that with the latest St Helens try.
Super work from Roby. And again, a missed tackle. He should have been got down. Look how eager he is to play the ball. There was always going to be an overlap. Neat little pass there from Eastman. He probably could have gone on his own, but you take the safety first. This has been a wonderfully well-drilled win for the Saints tonight. The support play has been outstanding. The understanding, which was lacking last week, certainly has come to the fore, and he will have enjoyed that. So much that provided this fella.
Well, he's lost 3 Super League Grand Finals, Matt Gidley. He's won 1 in the NRL with Newcastle way back in 2001. But a great talent. Talking of great talents, Eastman now to try and add the extras. Missed with that one. little shrug of the shoulders, shake of the head. 5 goals from Eastman tonight. Great try from Gidley, though, and if we just go back a little bit on that try, the run from Roby that set up the position.
He's a talent, we know that, and it's he went through a period where he just didn't look as sharp as he has done in the previous seasons, but he's bounced back, especially over the last 4 to 5 games, and he's off again.
Here he goes again. This is Eastman, and Briscoe manages to hang on to him.
He did well there, Briscoe. He not only spun him around, but then raised the arm and wouldn't allow Eastman to play the ball, and he said, "I can't move, sir."
Well, Clough was not tackled, so the referee shouts play on. Liam Watts returns for Hull KR, but look who's back for St Helens. Kieran Cunningham. Graham hands it on then to Price. Twinkle toes from Price. Releases the pass. Well, they look like they might be in the mood now to really throw it around, St Helens. Graham! They hang on to him and hold him out. Back it comes untidily from Cunningham to Eastman. Eastman over the top to Gardner. 4 tries for Aidy Gardner. Well, it's getting a worrying time, I'm afraid, for Hull KR. Justin Morgan, he had to have a vote of confidence from his chairman twice in the past 7 days. Not once, but twice. And this is the 4th consecutive game away from Craven Park, including Edinburgh, including the Challenge Cup, that Rovers have conceded 40 or more on their travels. That is a very worrying statistic for Hull KR. One of the success stories of 2009, it has to be said.
Look at the quality of Kyle Eastman. How cool was that? He received the ball that's bouncing on the floor. He picks it up, sidesteps, has the vision to see that Gardner is unmarked, and a pinpoint kick into the corner. What a game this guy has had tonight. But there's been plenty more around him that's been the providers. But the way that Kyle Eastman, so calm, cool and collected, skipped around a would-be defender, looked up to his right and said, "You fancy 4, Mr. Gardner?" And it was spot on.
Well, a change of kicker, Eastman's had enough.
They could have a very interesting goal-kicking competition, couldn't they, in midweek here with Foster, Lomax.
Yes, Foster hasn't had a shot yet, has he?
Lomax and Eastman. That'd be...
Who'd you back? I mean, Foster was kicking brilliantly till Murrayfield. He was faultless. He hadn't missed one until he got to Murrayfield for the game against Hull KR. Then he missed a few. Anyway, Lomax now. And he's missed that one. Go on, Phil. Where would your money be with those 3?
Well, it'd have to be on Foster, wouldn't it? He kicked 16 from 16, didn't he, in a 2-week spell. Little mini event for midweek in the summer holidays, I guess, for people around St Helens could come and watch that.
Not a bad idea. Well, there's the start of the show in many ways. Kyle Eastman, but Aidy Gardner's 4 tries. Well, he can even jump ahead of the football, land and be still on his feet and ready to pick up the ball as it comes down off the bounce. Kyle Eastman can do no wrong, Steve.
No, he's outstanding. He's a wonderful talent, and we saw that last year. He broke into the international ranks, and then, you know, sometimes it can be a little bit too much. Put the response. Oh, what a great pass! Sometimes it can be a bit too much, you know, the responsibility on the shoulders. But boy, he has handled it so well as Kyle Eastman. He's so confident. As soon as he gets the ball.
Clough goes down. Tackle number 4 on halfway. Cunningham, Graham, Price, Eastman. What can he do now? He's always ready to take them on. Newton just scrags him to the ground. They've hit the 50 mark, of course, St Helens now. That's a high kick again from Price. Well claimed by Briscoe. Are they 50-12? The poorer side, Brian, Hull KR?
Well, I think in the second half, you'd have to say yes. They've got the full complement back, and as Phil alluded to, Saints are not missing the tackles for them, are they? You know, and the referee's not missing tackles for them, so that'll be the disappointing side for Hull Kingston.
Fox to halfway for Rovers. Hodgson finds Galea. Back it comes to Dobson. Short ball then, and he gets it away to Watts. But Ashurst saw to it there that he wasn't going forward. Dobson with a dink over the top, and he finds touch.
Well, it was like to bounce back into the field of play, but he realised it gives him a little bit of a relief.
All sorts of rumours about Michael Dobson as well, but the information is he is not going to Canberra, or returning to Canberra. But there were rumours that he was a bit unsettled up there. But then he comes out and he rattles 30 points past you boys, Brian. Sorry to remind you of that. For about the umpteenth time tonight. No comment from the Crusaders coach. Only got Wigan, haven't you, on tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Fabulous opportunity to improve our performance from last week, which you quite rightly keep pointing out was probably a little bit below our best.
Well, you've got to be at your best against Wigan. And then, you know, I can't remember what I said 5 minutes ago, Brian, so I'm on the tablets, but they're not working, I'm afraid.
We can borrow some of mine.
I don't want them. Cunningham finds Ashurst.
You know, St Helens are now in experimental mode. They've taken Eastman off to see should they have to play without him, he ever gets injured, or how can Scott Moore drop into that role and fill that position. So they're actually toying here a little bit with their opponents, and Moore has the ball.
Off the outside of the boot, it's not the best kick. Straight to Peter Fox. It's a good chase, though, by Foster. You have to say that Rovers actually 50-12, 54-0 3 weeks ago, you know, they are a better side than these scorelines tend to indicate.
The biggest problem, though, and I'm sure that Justin Morgan is fully aware of it, that the responsibility and the man that puts him around the park is Michael Dobson. And if they close him down, they don't really have that many alternatives.
And if he's going behind a pack that's going backwards,
Yeah,
Steve-O.
yeah.
There's a high shot there from Kieran Cunningham. That's the fourth penalty that Hull KR received. As I say, the Hull KR supporters behind the post, they're cheering every penalty that James Child gives them now to the rafters. Touch of irony there, I think. Here's Scott Wheeldon. Good ball from Galea to Wellham, but it was an ambush awaiting him. Galea again, and Morel. Infield it comes, and no way through for Wheeldon, who gets up, plays it to Hodgson. Here's Dobson, back it comes to Briscoe. Briscoe gets it back somehow to Dobson again. Dobson then to Liam Watts.
Well wrapped up there, they come back in numbers and
It's another penalty that goes Hull KR's way.
touched Judge on, something happening in back play. Yeah. Oof. Cunningham took Dobson out very late indeed.
Well, he's saved from the sin bin there because Dobson didn't get the kick in. It was a pass. But I mean, is there a case there, Phil, that perhaps that should be 10 in the bin?
Well, I do. I agree. I think there is room for that. A late challenge on a player. The referee thought it was just a penalty.
Here's Dobson, none the worse for the experience. Newton, he's tried hard tonight. After that clash of heads with James Graham in the early minutes, he really has had a dig for Hull KR.
They've all tried.
Clinton, yeah, they have.
They've all tried hard, but the biggest problem is that miss so many tackles, you just cannot keep them out.
Dobson with a ding to the corner. Foster gets up and knocks the ball dead. It's going to be a goal line dropout.
Well done. You could see that the ball was drifting away, and again the spicy kick from Michael Dobson applying that pressure. They've got the quality, and they know that they can come up with the odd try from time and time again.
They haven't really had any line breakers, have they? The 2 tries they've scored have been from kicks. St Helens' defence, inevitably, after what happened last week at Salford, was going to be stronger today with a greater focus and urgency. And it was always going to be difficult for Hull Kings Rovers. They've just come on the wrong week.
11.5 minutes to go, 50 points to 12, and Clinton is hurt in that tackle. Plays it very gingerly. That was Morel. This is Watts again. Hodgson, good run, Morel. But Gidley was on him in a flash.
And again, great understanding with the Saints defence. They're talking to each other. They know exactly which player they're going to pull out.
It's Briscoe again, kick behind the young winger. And this time he finds touch just the right side of the corner flag, looking for Peter Fox.
It's about all the option that they've virtually been left with late in this game. They must be out on their feet. I mean, the game was virtually over when two of the players were sent to the sin bin within the space of 3 minutes.
And they've still got 10 minutes to go. And here comes Flannery.
Well, at 50 points to 12, you'd start thinking that Eddie Gardner will be saying, hey, come on, give it over to my side. Let me add another one. It's not out of the question. It was a fantastic game.
Cunningham is a dummy half for St Helens. Here is James Graham.
Clint Newton is out on his feet. He could barely regather to a standing position. He has run himself to a standstill virtually.
Got more with the kick for Gardner to chase this time. Well, that's a tantalising little kick. Oh, Briscoe's missed it. Gardner is just short. He recovered well, did the fullback. Gidley. Moore, back this way. Ashurst. Just short of the line. As if things aren't bad enough, this fella comes back on. Pulatua. Cunningham halted by Scott Wheeldon's challenge. Roby, Price, Lomax. Johnny Lomax. This is only his 6th appearance of the year. He was on the wing last week. He'd missed the previous 10. A promising, versatile player. He really is expected to make an impression this year. And he's just made an impression on the Hull KR defence.
All came about the kick downfield. Briscoe got back just in time to prevent Gardner getting over again. But this is just very good positioning. The use of the dummy runner there was quite outstanding. Watch the runner come through. Price says he's the dummy. Could have been some form of obstruction, perhaps. We've seen it in the past, but according to James Child, he said, I'll be pointing and not going upstairs to Ben Thaler. He'll enjoy that. As Eddie has already mentioned, he's a talented Johnny Lomax. Wheeldon, one of the many Rovers players that are struggling at the moment.
Yeah, he took a bang in the build-up to that try, and Lomax, and he's carrying on with the goal-kicking responsibilities. And the interesting thing about Jamie Foster, by the way, he got 16 in a row, and then he went to Murrayfield and he got 2 out of 6. He hasn't kicked since. Lomax pops that over the top. 56-12.
And at the heart of that try, Eddie,
Gardner's off the field, Steve-O.
He thinks I was so close to making it the 5, but the man at the heart of that was James Roby. Of course, started this game at loose forward, with Cunningham starting in his usual spot in the number 9 jersey as a hooker.
Well, this is the 3rd time that Saints have top 50 this season. It's also their biggest total, 56 now. It was 52-18 against Castleford, 54-0, of course, against Hull KR. Bill?
Eddie Gardner off the field. He took a bang when he went, almost got in for number 5 in the corner. Sean Briscoe just managed to stop him. I think he's got a whack in the ribs, in fact, but he's already got a shiner coming up. So not unjustifiably, Saints deciding that the winger had done a fair night's work for them, and they've taken him off. Carl Eastman, I think, as well, has also picked up a bit of a knock. He's got ice on his elbow, so they can afford the luxury now, taking those 2 players off just to take him out of the firing line.
Galea just putting the shoulder into the ribs of Scott Moore. That's why the penalty was given to St Helens.
Well, if ever was a time that Justin Morgan would hope that seconds go a lot quicker than what they should. They have just been absolutely ripped apart tonight.
The Rovers will have the week off next week with the Challenge Cup, of course, but St Helens have a quarter-final. They play Barrow here, don't they, from the Championship champions here next week. So, with due respect, looks like they might be in the semi-finals. Roby makes it 60.
Yep.
Well, he's had an outstanding game, James Roby. He has caught the eye of the former Great Britain coach Brian Noble, who is here, picked him out earlier. He's having a fantastic game. He's been ever present all year, and this is now the 60th point coming up for Saints.
And look where they've positioned him. They've put him out on the wing because Gardner has gone off, and Gardner's saying, "Oh, Mr. Potter, couldn't you have left me out there just a few moments longer?" They should have got him. They had the numbers. They know they should have had him. But take nothing away from him. He's had an outstanding game. Control things from the dummy half. He is back to his best. And what a time for him to hit top form.
He's not missed a match all year.
Steve McNamara will be certainly jotting that name down. And rightly so. He's had so much influence on this match.
Lomax to try and add the extras then. This is doing St Helens points for and against total, no harm at all, of course. Oh, what a kick. What a kick from Lomax. I don't know who you'd back, Eastman, Lomax or Foster.
Either way, isn't it nice to have a rugby league club that's got so many talented kickers?
And they have so many talented players, and there's one of them.
And a point to make, and he is one of them. St Helens have used 25 players in the game so far this season. 15 of them have been developed internally. Players who they've worked to improve as a young player and have given the faith and confidence to pick them in the first team. I'm even looking at Kieran Cunningham, but going on then now to the likes of Ashurst and Dixon, who've played tonight, Eastman as well. All players who this club have put time, effort and money into improving.
Well, as a result of this hefty win, St Helens move above Warrington in the table. Warrington will play Huddersfield, of course, on Sunday.
And look at that stat.
31 missed tackles, and only 2 missed tackles for St Helens. That's the difference, as well as the penalty count. That's the difference.
Yep, and some people say stats often lie. Not on this occasion.
This is Clough. Lomax. Hungry for more. The thing is, the youngsters, and I made the point to Brian before the game started, 6 of the 17 are 20 or under here in the St Helens jersey tonight. The youngsters, Phil, are eager. They're hungry. They want more. They're going to get more. Here are they? Maybe. They will. Well, that's going to be a video referee decision because Andrew Dixon's plunged over. But how on earth did it all come into his hands?
Well, this is amazing. I don't know whether Ben Thaler has ever got on a pinball machine, but this is all over the joint. Now then, is anybody offside? It's 5 players in front of the kicker. Now the law states you've got to give them 10 metres. Now let's see where they've gone forward and gone anywhere near the full back.
Do you think they're all offside on the far side, aren't they?
On that left side, yes they are. Now if they encroach the 10.
Well, they have. They have.
I think this will be wiped off. Oh, well, he's looking. Well,
Yeah,
I can't
they're all
see.
offside, surely, aren't they?
Yeah, well, there's quite a few over there, and I did not see Price run in front of everyone else. That's the only way they can guarantee to put them on side. But Ben Thaler with his.
Now Price has hit the deck, so he's there. He's not running onside at all.
No, so that's one thing we can eliminate.
I don't want to be unkind, and
This should not be given.
And I know you've got to be seen to be doing the right thing, but at 62-12,
Yeah.
does it matter?
Dobson has got a fingertip to it, but surely...
Well, it's a knock-on, isn't it?
Surely Flannery was in front out wide.
Well, wasn't Flannery and Foster?
Yeah.
They're both involved in the incident here.
Well, this is new to me.
Well, I think he must have ruled them onside, Ben Taylor. And the tackle.
Well, there's a knock on
there.
There's a knock on there as well, yeah. Surely this cannot be given. He wants to be certain, doesn't he?
That's actually not a knock-on by him. It's a knock-on. It's a touch by Newton. It's Newton's bandaged hand that hits this. Look, there. Play on. If he's ruled them onside, it's play on. He's missed it. He's missed it. He's got it.
Well, it's
the tackle's not completed. The try's going to be given.
Well, I think
it shouldn't be because they were offside.
I think Flannery and Foster were in front of the kicker.
As I say, 52-12.
Well, it's
62-12. Sorry.
It's not to get you through to the grand final.
No, but it's the process, Eddie. We have a process, and you know, if it's 6-all, it makes a huge difference. So they have to get the decisions right. So this is the right way to go.
Well, Dixon's given it. Saints are giving it. 66-12 now. It does matter, I suppose.
Well, the mere fact it's clickety-click at the moment. Going to turn it into 68, but yep.
Well, for me, they're all offside out wide, but Ben Taylor saw it differently.
Yeah, it looked that way. Look, they're way downfield, especially Foster.
I thought if they all got involved in the incident, that they're all offside.
You're supposed to give him 10 metres, and I don't think they've done that.
Well, they're giving him 10 inches.
Well, the video referee must have felt that the players were onside, Eddie. Both of their feet were behind the ball when it was kicked. That's what the ruling is. I'm just pointing out. That's the ball behind the thing. And is this the 9th different try score for St Helens?
10. As at Murrayfield, 10.
I've not got no qualms in the fact that they looked through the slow motion replay of that, but to me the first white shot indicated that both Flannery and Foster was in front of the kicker. But
well, that was your opinion, but Ben Taylor's opinion was that they were onside. Oh, he's added 2 more, Lomax. 68-12. 62-12, does it matter? Yes, because it's now 68-12.
Well, there are thrashings and thrashings, and this has certainly been up there with the highest and the most convincing.
Well, Hull KR will be glad to get off the field and get off to the bus, and let's hope that this time the cylinder head gasket or whatever it was that went bang has been fixed and they get home as quickly as possible, because it's been a nightmare night for them. It's been a nightmare in every facet of the evening. Here's another penalty. Cockayne declares his innocence to James Child. It's been frustrating for Hull KR. And it's round the neck of Roby.
Yeah, it's high, it's over the shoulder, and he's having a nightmare. I've got to say, Ben Cockayne is... and doing things that on a continual basis does nothing to lift your side at all. In fact, it does entirely the opposite.
Knock on
by Fox.
First one by St Helens, though. Fox was the second.
Not many opportunities there for the England winner, Peter Fox.
Well, I don't think they'll want to face St Helens again for a while, and thankfully they won't.
Not the week after they conceded 42 points.
No.
Well, this is a wide shot again.
Well, the camera isn't perfectly in line, is it? So I could, you know,
well,
there are a lot of factors you have to look at there,
exactly.
Eddie.
And that is why the camera cannot be used for forward passes, because the angles give different impressions to different people.
Well, it's obvious they were offside, as far as I'm concerned.
Ben Taylor disagrees.
One with the first and one with the last.
Well, the siren's gone, and Lovegrove will take the final tackle of the match. Outstanding St Helens. Lee said Souness mended Hull KR. Frustrating night all round for them. 2 men in the sin bin in the first half. They were reduced to 11 men. St Helens, well, they don't need invitations like that. 10 different try scorers, bearing in mind that Adi Gardner got 4 of them. Talent right across the park. James Roby has been named as Steve-O's man of the match, and here he is talking to Bill.
For talking to us, man of the match, Champagne. Loose forward, hooker, wing, try scorer. No end to your talent.
No, you know, this year I've got, you know, played in a few positions. Me and Scott Moore both, and you know, we're quite versatile. So you know, we'll play anywhere where, you know, what's best for the team.
After what happened last week at Salford, I think the fans were looking for a response. This was some response.
Yeah, it definitely was. You know, we wanted to back up from our kick on from last week really, and you know, it wasn't the best of performances, but you know, I think tonight showed that we really worked hard, and it was a good all-round performance.
Was there a bit of soul searching?
Not really. I think it was just, you know, people holding their hands up and, you know, a bit of attitude. We know we could play a lot better, and everybody knew that they could probably improve from last week, so you know, everybody did that this week.
Champagne, there you go, £100 for charity as well. Where would you like that to go?
I'd like to go to cancer research. So.
Thanks, James.
Well, there we are, a comprehensive victory for St Helens, to say the least. 68 points to 12. I don't know what on earth Justin Morgan will say to us during the Super League extra time. He's faced the cameras when his team have been beaten in the past, but 68-12, well, we'll see. 10 different try scorers. Saints then are within 2 points of the leaders. Wigan and Warrington, of course, and Bradford. Huddersfield, Hull, Leeds, they all will play over this weekend. Hull KR 2 points ahead of Wakefield, but their points difference has been done a little bit of harm here tonight. That's the way the Super League table looks. And still to come on